Have you ever considered how a fishing net floating in Lake Victoria is directly affected by a tree growing miles inland in the Budongo forest? To understand the link, we have to look at East Africa's natural forests. These ecosystems function as natural reserves that protect thousands of species of plants and animals, providing everything from medicine to climate regulation. By contrast, planted forests serve a different purpose. These are uniform monocultures, usually fast-growing softwood species like pine and eucalyptus, cultivated specifically to supply the economy with timber, electricity poles, and paper pulp. Downhill from these forests are our lakes and rivers, home to a regional fishing industry that provides essential protein and daily livelihoods for millions of people. In the past, forestry and fishing were managed as separate industries. However, geographers now view these resources as a single, interdependent system where an action in one directly impacts the survival of the other. The lakes are currently facing a crisis known as the tragedy of the commons. This occurs when individuals exploit a shared public resource for short-term gain, eventually depleting it for the entire community. We see this clearly in the practice of immature fishing. Using illegal small mesh nets traps thousands of juvenile fish, leading to a sharp population drop. Without this crucial reproduction phase, the population cannot recover, and the stock eventually collapses. When target export species like the Nile perch decline, the regional economy loses significant export revenue, and local families lose their primary food security. Without regulation, the focus on immediate individual catch places the long-term stability of the entire industry at risk. Inland, the fishing industry faces pressures from the land. Unregulated charcoal burning and agricultural expansion are driving the removal of natural forest cover. When trees are cleared, the landscape is stripped of its protection, leaving behind exposed red earth and stumps. An intact forest acts like a sponge, slowing heavy rain and helping water soak into the ground. Without trees, rain becomes fast, muddy surface runoff. This silt flows into the lake, smothering fish eggs and cutting off the next generation. Because of this connection, deforestation in the mountains acts as a direct driver of declining fish stocks in the lakes below. Beyond siltation is eutrophication. Excess fertilizers and sewage run into the lake, fueling rapid algae blooms that block sunlight. As this algae decays, bacteria consume it, depleting the dissolved oxygen until the fish suffocate. This nutrient-rich environment encourages invasive species like the water hyacinth, which blankets the surface and makes it impossible for small fishing boats to navigate. Let's apply this. If a local community clears a wetland forest to build a rice farm, what are the long-term risks to the fishermen downstream? And as a geographer, what sustainable alternative would you propose? Clearing the wetland destroys fish breeding grounds and increases siltation. A sustainable alternative is apiculture, or beekeeping. It allows the community to generate income while keeping the forest ecosystem intact. We can address overfishing through better technology. Enforcing the use of large mesh nets allow juvenile fish to swim through, ensuring they can grow and reproduce to sustain the industry. Enforcement is most effective when it is local. Beach management units involve the fishermen and processors themselves in regulating their landing sites and observing closed seasons to let fish stocks recover. To manage these resources, we must remember the link. Healthy forests prevent the siltation that kills fish. And while afforestation creates new forests, reforestation restores the ones we've already lost. Let's test your recall with a typical exam question. What is a major cause of deforestation in Uganda? The answer is B, charcoal burning. To secure the future of the East African economy, we must manage forests and lakes as one inseparable system. When we protect the forest, we protect the fish.